Recent roller coaster ride, from plus 4.7% to plus 1.1%. Session open, fueled by AI buzz and that juicy Microsoft news, AMD's stock gapped up at the open, popping nearly 4.7% in the first hour of trading. Traders were high-fiving their screens as the ticker flashed neon green. Midday hiccup. Like a gamer who realizes they've been raiding the wrong dungeon, investors hit the brakes when profit-taking kicked in. The stock surrendered some gains, pulling back to around plus 2% by midday. Closing bell. By the time the closing bell rang, AMD still managed to finish up 1.1%, showing resilience amid a broader market cooldown. Picture AMD's share price as a rocket launch. You see that initial booster roar, 4.7% surge, then a small drop back to stage separation, profit-taking, and finally a stable orbit, 1.1% close. NASA would be proud. Benchmark breakdown, S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite. While AMD flexed its green muscles, the broader market was less enthusiastic. S&P 500 finished down 0.2%, pulling back from recent highs. Sector rotation and mixed earnings reports weighed on large-cap stocks. Nasdaq Composite dropped 0.5%, dragged by profit-taking in tech giants and choppy sector-specific news. AMD bucking those trends shows that investors are carving out a sweet spot for chipmakers, especially those riding the AI and gaming crescendos. Imagine the S&P and Nasdaq as two sluggish turtles, trudging along under the midday sun, while AMD is the speedy hare, darting off the starting line, leaving the market behind in the dust. AI hype, why the chipmaker is the talk of the town. Investors aren't just buying AMD for its desktop CPUs or Radeon GPUs. They're betting on its AI muscle. Here's why Wall Street is buzzing. MI300 accelerators, AMD's data center GPUs, the MI300 series, promise to rival NVIDIA's dominance, powering generative AI models, machine learning training, and deep learning inference. EPYC processors, AMD's server CPUs are increasingly the go-to for hyperscale cloud providers. Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, all installing EPYC silicon in their data farms. Open ecosystem. The company's embrace of open-source frameworks like RCM and collaborations with AI software vendors make it a friendly giant in the developer community. Think of AMD's AI portfolio as a toolbox. NVIDIA has a killer power drill, CUDA, but AMD brings a whole workshop, drills, saws, wrenches, RCM, EPYC, MI300, so developers can build everything from AI houses to robot butlers. Microsoft X AMD, the next-level Xbox chips. Let's pivot to gaming, because what's tech talk without some pixel-pumping hardware? Microsoft and AMD just announced a collaboration to develop gaming-optimized chips for the next Xbox console. Here's the lowdown. Ryzen and Radeon Fusion, AMD will juice the new Xbox SoC, system-on-chip, with custom Zen cores, Ryzen, plus RDNA cores, Radeon, balancing CPU performance for game logic and GPU muscle for visuals. Backward compatibility. A big focus will be ensuring older Xbox titles, like those epic Halo or Gears of War classics, run smoother, load faster, and look sharper on the new hardware. Enhanced experiences. Think 4K per 60 frames per second, or even 120 frames per second, hardware-accelerated ray tracing, and lightning-fast SSD support baked into the silicon. Picture the next Xbox as a superhero team. Ryzen is Captain Speed, Radeon is Iron Graphics, and together they'll rescue your childhood Halo marathon from the dark ages, blasting it into ultra-high-def glory. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Why gamers and investors care. This partnership isn't just press release fluff, it has real market impact. Console Wars Edge. Microsoft aims to outgun Sony's PlayStation 5 in key performance metrics. A more powerful console translates into higher sales, recurring subscription revenue, Game Pass, and AMD's IP licensing windfall. Royalties and licensing. AMD scores a sweet licensing fee on every console sold. When Xbox spins off tens of millions of units, that royalty stream turns into a juicy revenue leg. Brand halo. Consumers associate AMD with cutting-edge game experiences, boosting Radeon GPU sales, Ryzen desktop CPU adoption, and AMD's overall consumer mindshare. Imagine a theme park. The Xbox is the big blockbuster ride, drawing crowds, and every guest that steps on that ride walks past the AMD merch stand, powered by Radeon plus Ryzen, and grabs a t-shirt, a mug, and maybe even a new GPU for their PC rig. Market reaction. Why this news moves the needle. Trading desks lit up when the Microsoft collaboration hit the wire. Pre-market pop, futures spiked, hinting at a strong open. Volume surge. Trading volume doubled as institutional and retail investors loaded up on AMD paper. Options implied volatility. For near-term calls jumped. Traders betting on bigger price moves around the Xbox event. Picture trading floors like frantic stock market arcades, screens flashing by orders as if players were feeding coins into a pinball machine, all aiming to ride the Xbox chip wave. Balancing act, tech giants versus chip champions. AMD's success hinges not just on fans buying GPUs or gamers buying consoles, but on winning partnerships and enterprise contracts. Cloud providers, EPYC CPUs and MI300 GPUs compete for data center footprints. OEM alliances, Dell, HP, Lenovo all bake AMD silicon into their laptops, desktops, and servers, expanding market share. Research collaborations, universities and labs leverage ROCm, AMD's open compute platform, to run AI experiments without NVIDIA lock-in. Think of AMD as a rental car fleet. You see a red sports car for gaming, GeForce Competitor, a rugged SUV for data centers, EPYC, and eco-friendly hybrids for everyday laptops, Ryzen. No matter your mission, AMD has a ride-ready option. Financials in focus. Riding the revenue rapids. AMD's latest earnings showed revenue growth, up 35% year-over-year, driven by data center and gaming segments. Gross margin expansion improved to 51% as higher margin products, AI GPUs, console SoCs, gained share. Operating income jumped to $1.2 billion, reflecting stronger product mix and cost discipline. Imagine AMD running a lemonade stand that used to sell 100 cups at $1 each, revenue $100, margin 40%, profit $40. Now it sells 135 cups, 35% more, at $1.50, higher margin AI lemonade, nets 51% margin, making $103.52 profit, more than doubling its original haul. AMD is on the path to soaring high, symbolically 1000x. Valuation check. Is AMD too hot to handle? With shares trading at around 35 times forward P, some ask, is AMD priced for perfection? Compare NVIDIA, 60 times forward P, commanding a premium for AI leadership. Intel, 15 times forward P, reflecting legacy concerns but high cash flows. AMD, right in the middle, 35 times, blending growth and profitability promise. Think of valuation like ticket prices for a concert. NVIDIA's the sold-out headliner charging VIP prices, Intel's the nostalgia act with discounted seats, and AMD's the breakout indie star. Tickets are either rock bottom nor skyscraper high, but in that sweet middle that hints at future sellouts. Risks and roadblocks. Not all silicon is smooth. Even chip champions face hurdles, supply chain crunches, metal shortages, fab capacity constraints, and geopolitical tensions can crimp output. Competitive intensity. NVIDIA's AI lead and Intel's resurrection plans remain threats. Macro slowdowns. A PC refresh cycle trough or gaming console cycle gap can dent revenue. Margin pressures. Price cuts or R&D ramps for next-gen nodes can temporarily blunt profitability. However, there is one more investment that could benefit you for life. Fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 6. If we fully obey the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, and carefully follow all His commandments, He has promised to set us high above all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 28. We shall be blessed when we come in and when we go out. I appeal to you to accept God and let Him be your guide, for He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful content. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Faith and prayer will do what no power on earth can accomplish. See you in the next video by God's mercy.